Let us start thermodynamics chapter. Thermodynamics. In this, first we will discuss about thermodynamic terms. We are discussing about thermodynamic terms. Okay. What are thermodynamic terms? We will see. In this thermodynamic terms, first we will take system. Then we will take surrounding. Then we will take boundary. Okay. So we are discussing system, surrounding, boundary. This we are discussing. Okay. So what is called system, what is called surrounding, what is called boundary, that we will see. Suppose we are doing some test. We are doing some test. We are doing, or we are doing some experiment. What is the experiment in the sense? Suppose we are taking spectrum. We are taking at a hydrogen spectrum. Hydrogen spectrum in the sense, all the instruments which we are using in the hydrogen spectrum, that is spectrometer, hydrogen gas, hydrogen lamp, all these are coming under system. Other than system, remaining are surrounding, which is separating system and surrounding, that is called boundary. Sir, now in the types of system we will take types of system in the sense, one is open system, next one is closed system, next one is a isolated system. Okay, I will take a glass. In the glass I will take a hot coffee. I will take in a glass. Okay, next I will take a glass. In this glass I will take hot coffee, and I will keep one plate over this, and I will close it. Then I will take a flask. I will take thermos flask. I will take. In this hot coffee I will take. Now here, what is the system means? This hot coffee is the system. The surface of this vessel is called, outer surface of this vessel is called boundary. Other than this vessel, remaining all, that means atmospheric air, completely everything is coming under surrounding. So here, this hot coffee after some time gets cooled, because between the system and surrounding, what is exchanged means, this system gives heat energy to the surrounding, and from this system water is evaporating and goes to the system. Therefore, between system and surrounding, what exchange takes place means heat exchange takes place, and another one is matter exchange takes place. Matter and energy both are exchanged. Between system and surrounding, matter and energy both are exchanged. Here, this hot coffee is placed in a closed vessel. After some time, it is becoming cool. It is becoming a what in the sense normal temperature. It will attain normal temperature after some time, because this system is giving what to the surrounding? It is giving heat to the surrounding. Okay, but it is not giving. This system is not giving water vapor to the surrounding. Water vapor will be condensed in the under this plate. Therefore, between the system and surrounding, only energy is exchanging, not matter. Set. Now thermos flask hot coffee. Up to certain time, this hotness will be maintained. That means in thermos flask, in the sense, what is there means insulated material will be there. Heat insulating material. Insulated material will be there. That means between this system and surrounding, there is no heat exchange. Between the system and surrounding, there is no matter exchange. Matter exchange will not be there. This water vapor, here water vapor will not come to surrounding, because it is closed in the thermos flask. So between system and surrounding, there is no exchange of heat and matter. Between system and surrounding, exchange of matter and heat will not be there. So in this system, heat and matter both are exchanged, therefore it is called a open system. In this system, energy is exchanged between system and surrounding but not matter, therefore it is called closed system. Here, between system and surrounding, energy is exchanged, matter is exchanged. Between system and surrounding, matter and energy both are exchanging, therefore it is called a isolated system. So in the system, three types we said. Next, we will see about state variables. We will see about state variables. Which are state variables that we will see. State variables. Which are state variables we will see. Now, we will consider atmospheric air. This atmospheric air we are using in many places. We are using for pumping this automobile tubes. Air will be used. So air will be pumped to certain extent in the sense that in the tube air will be pumped to the certain pressure. The air is pumped at certain temperature in the sense room temperature, and till it attains certain volume, air will be pumped, isn't it? That air in the tube, after pumping the air, that air will have certain number of moles. Okay, so after seeing these values, we are stopping pumping of air in the tube, isn't it? We are pumping air in the tube for automobiles in the sense we will note these points. We will note these points. Pressure should be this much. Temperature should attain at the given temperature, at the room temperature. How much pressure should be there? Volume of tube should come to which level? And so and so number of moles of air will be there in the tube. We are considering these points. By considering these points, that means when these points reach certain value, we will stop pumping air in the tube, isn't it? Therefore, this how much air we have to pump, that is decided by which? These parameters, these variables. Therefore, these variables required to define the state of this system. Therefore, these variables are called state variables. So, which are state variables means pressure, volume, temperature, number of moles, etc. These are state variables, we can say. Next, we will see about what in the sense extensive property and intensive property. Extensive property and intensive property we will see. Extensive property means it depends on quantity of matter. It depends on quantity of matter. Intensive property means it does not depend on quantity of matter. Intensive property does not depend on quantity of matter. Extensive property depends on quantity of matter. So, now what is the example we will see? Now we will take one example is what in the sense one term is called a mass. Mass is extensive property or intensive property we will see. For which now you take one banana you take and two bananas you take. Which will have higher mass? You know that two bananas will have higher mass when compared to one banana. That means if quantity, that means mass depends on quantity, isn't it? Therefore, mass is called extensive property. Mass is called extensive property, we can say. Sir. Next, we will consider density term. We will consider density term. Okay. Now, I will take one glass of water. For one glass of water, density we are measuring. Suppose it comes as 1 gram per cc. Now you take one bucket of water, measure density. How much it will come? Same 1 gram per cc only. Take one tank of water, measure density. It will come as same 1 gram per cc. So density, is it depending on quantity? No. Therefore, it is called intensive property. Next, we'll take what in the sense pressure we'll take. Now we'll take pressure. Okay. Now climatic conditions is normal. Everywhere normal. Climatic conditions everywhere normal. Now outside the street, how the atmospheric air will be there and how much pressure that is exerting, you see. And in the playground, how much pressure will be exerted, you think it. Okay, climatic condition everywhere normal. Then in the outside the road, how the atmospheric air will be there, how the pressure, atmospheric pressure will be there, imagine it. In the playground, how the atmospheric pressure will be there, imagine it. It will remain same only, no? Though the quantity of air is different, pressure, atmospheric pressure here and in the ground will remain same. Therefore, this pressure is not depending on quantity. Therefore, it is called intensive property. Then we will take volume. Now, 1 glass of water, 100 ml. 2 glasses of water, 200 ml. Therefore, if we change the quantity, volume changing. Therefore, volume is called extensive property. Sir, okay. Now we will take temperature. We will take now temperature. Okay. Now we will take one bucket of hot water. We will take. Okay. So for bathing hot water, we are taking that hot water 1 bucket. We will take. That 1 bucket is having, for example, 35 degrees Celsius. In that, if you take 1 glass of water, that also will have 35 degrees Celsius only, no? 1 mug of water, if you take, that is also having 35 degrees Celsius, no? So whatever the quantity of water, temperature remains same. Therefore, temperature does not depend on quantity. Therefore, temperature is a intensive property, we can say. Next, we will take boiling point. We will take boiling point of water. How much? 100 degrees Celsius when the external pressure is 1 atmosphere. So whatever the quantity of water, boiling point we will say only 100 degrees Celsius, no? Suppose 1 bucket of water we are taking. What is the boiling point? Means 100 degrees Celsius. 2 buckets of water you take. What is the boiling point? Same 100 degrees Celsius. So boiling point does not depend on quantity. Therefore, it is intensive property. In that way, melting point is intensive property. Okay, intensive property we can say. Sir, okay. What about vapor pressure? Vapor pressure, in the sense, that is also intensive property that depends on that does not depend on quantity. Vapor pressure is what, in the sense, intensive property we can say. Sir, so what are intensive property? We got an idea. What are extensive property? We got an idea. Still, some more extensive properties also there. That is internal energy, enthalpy, entropy, Gibbs energy, heat capacity. These and all is there. But these we will discuss later. Okay, sir. Now conclusion is what, in the sense, extensive property means it depends on quantity. Intensive property means it does not depend on quantity. Sir, okay. Next, some process we will see. Now we will take a isothermal process. Isothermal process we will take. Isothermal process means thermal means temperature, iso means same, therefore temperature is same. Isothermal process means temperature is same. Next, isobaric process. Bar is the unit of pressure, therefore pressure is same. Isobaric process means pressure remains same. Next, isochoric process. Isochoric process means volume remains same. Isochoric process. Isochoric process, in the sense volume remains same, we can say. So isochoric process, in the sense volume remains same. Next, adiabatic process. Adiabatic process, in the sense Q is equal to 0. That means heat exchange between system and surrounding is 0. Heat exchange between system and surrounding is 0, in the sense between system and surrounding there is no exchange of heat. That is called adiabatic process. Then cyclic process. Cyclic process means the process starts at which place, after ending at the end comes to the same place. That is called a cyclic process. That means initial point and that means starting point and ending point will remain same. Starting point and ending point will remain same. Then that process is called a cyclic process, we can say. Next one is what, in the sense reversible process and irreversible process. Okay, reversible process and irreversible process we'll see. Okay, what is a reversible process and what is a irreversible process, that point we'll see. Okay, whatever the in the day-to-day life, whatever the work is doing, whatever the work is done, that is called irreversible process. Reversible process, practically not possible. Reversible process, practically not possible. All the process, whether it is physical process, whether it is chemical process or day-to-day life work, whatever the work we are doing, whatever the thing we are doing, all the processes are coming under irreversible process. Nothing is reversible process. That means what is reversible process? What is irreversible process? One example we'll take. Okay, now we'll take one example for that. Let us take a vessel. In this vessel, let us take a gas, and it is closed with a piston. It is closed with a piston like this is there, and here obstacle we will keep like this. We will keep some obstacle. We will keep the pressure of gas is 2 atmosphere, and this atmospheric pressure is 1 atmosphere. This piston is weightless and frictionless. We will take. Okay. Now, if you leave this obstacle, if you remove this obstacle, what will happen? Immediately gas will undergo expansion, isn't it? Piston will be forced to move up. So piston is moving up. Piston will move till which distance? In that sense, till this gas exerts 1 atmosphere, that is equal to atmospheric pressure, isn't it or not? Okay, if you remove this obstacle, the gas forces the piston to move up. That means gas is undergoing what? Expansion. Therefore, pressure of gas what happens? Decreases and attains which value? Equal to atmospheric pressure. Okay, sir. Now, this process is called what? In the sense, irreversible process. Irreversible process. Now, how to do this one in a reversible process? That we will see. Okay. Now, we will keep external pressure. How much? In the sense, final external pressure should be 1 atmosphere. Okay, this is what in the sense initial, this is what in the sense final, this is how many steps in the sense 1 step. Here how many steps in the sense 1 step. It is called irreversible process. Now we will see about reversible process. Now reversible process means it is the initial stage, final stage should be like this, but way is different. Okay, now what is the external pressure? Means 1.9999 up to 9 atmosphere. External pressure should be this much. Now internal pressure is 2 atmosphere, external pressure is this much. Internal pressure and external pressure are different. Which is, I means initial internal pressure, external pressure is low. How much difference? In the sense, very minute. That very minute is called infinitesimally small. Infinitesimally small. Okay, infinitesimally small. But that means minute difference.